It's gonna be so weird. I don't know if I like can post this. I just like, I've never been so open about it. Hello. So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep. I've watched a total of 13 hours of Bates Motel. I wanted to make a video, and I've been talking about making a video about my experience with Trichotillomania. It means the pulling of hair in Latin. I've been doing this since I was in 3rd grade, and I primarily just pull my eyebrows. I had really pretty eyebrows. Eventually I pulled them all out. For a while I didn't fill them in. I did get made fun of a lot. There were some bullies when I was living in Israel. Then I lived in Maryland, and I had moved to Maryland with no eyebrows and no filling them in, and that's kind of how people how they met me, so they didn't know any difference. Maybe a year and a half into living there, I started drawing them on. I've gone through pull-free times, although nothing has ever been so pull-free that I felt comfortable enough to go out without filling my eyebrows in. But there have been times where my hair was really filled in, and one of these times, most recently, was while I was living out in LA, and it was about a week before my diagnosis. The way that I got to that pull-free point, I was in therapy, and my therapist had me journal and document every time I had an urge to pull. We call it, these are triggers. So sometimes I notice, for example, one of my triggers is when I'm in the car. Trich affects me a lot of the times when I'm stressed or anxious or nervous. The reason I'm actually making this video right now is because it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I actually had an urge to pull, and I decided that I would vlog and talk about it instead of actually pulling. For me, it's a little discouraging that I was pull-free for a little bit, and then I got diagnosed, and then it's like, well, haha, we're taking your hair anyways. Something that I have come to terms with is that when I'm all done with chemo, I'm gonna be totally pull-free. It's a goal of mine, and that my hair is gonna grow back really nice, and the hair in my head and the hair in my eyebrows. I think that the most effective strategy in not pulling, for me at least, was documenting every time I had the urge, every time I noticed my hands gravitate towards my eyebrows. There are times when I'll be picking and I'll be talking to myself in my head, and I'll be like, this is wrong, like, you need to stop, like, you know that you don't really want to be picking right now. And then it's like, just one more hair, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, just stop picking. It's so easy, just put your hand down. But like, my hand doesn't move. 4:13 p.m. hand to eyebrow while reading. 9:24 on computer. 11:38 in bed. Hands not to face, but I feel the urge. Car, class, bathroom. May 3rd. Driving and in bed, urges but never touch. A lot of hair, so was touching but never picked. And that like triggers me, because like, if there's a hair like that's like over here, I like really want to pull it because it's not in a right spot. And another thing that's really great about journaling when you're having these urges is that it's preventing you from picking. So like, you feel the urge and then you take and then you write it, and then you can always like write about things that you're thinking. Rest of the day, public transportation with Chelsea, had urges. I remember that day, my back was hurting so bad then. April 30th, I'm talking about how much I love Los Angeles. I feel great and I'm accomplishing so much. I can't wait to stop picking my eyebrows. I think this time is it. But I maybe had the urge twice, but I did not let my hand go to my face either time. I'm really proud of myself. I have resulted in putting band-aids on my brows so that I can't pick. Another thing, a little tip, is to put oil. Castor oil is the best because it promotes hair growth as well. You, like at night, you put oil. Not only does it prevent you from picking because like it's yucky to pick the oily, it promotes hair growth. So castor oil. Social media has helped me connect with other people that are going through the same thing as me. I'm in this group called Trichotillomania Worldwide Support. Someone posted in that and made this group. It's called Pull Free Challenge. Right now it's 65 of us, and it's by these 2 women. So the first thing that they posted was our new mantra, and it's all based on positivity and not allowing negative feelings to consume us. Joining it, I didn't know that it was going to be this kind of group. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that about me, that my fight with cancer is all about positivity. So it was really exciting to see this post in the group. It's called the Positivity Pledge. I shall no longer allow negative thoughts or feelings to drain me of my energy. Instead, I shall focus on all the good that is in my life. I will think it, feel it, and speak it. By doing so, I will send out vibes of positive energy into the world, and I shall be grateful for all the wonderful things it will attract into my life. And then another thing that they did in the group, it was apparently like Thanksgiving in Canada, so they had us all like write what we were thankful for. If you know me, or if you've been following my journey, you know that I always make sure to talk about the things that I'm grateful for. I would like make little pictures of and write like all the millions of things that I was grateful for. I'm really happy that I joined this group. When I was in high school, I actually did this pull-free kind of thing, and the trick was to put band-aids on your fingers because then you can't pick. Things like that make it so hard to be in the real world and to do real world things because I can't like walk around with band-aids on all my fingers or on my eyebrows. I think those are good steps and good ways to get started, but I think that there's a lot of internal stuff that you have to do instead of just breaking a habit. And like when I have like, you know, sleepovers, I always make sure to like wake up really early and go and fix my eyebrows and get back into bed. Like that scene in Bridesmaids when she gets up and she does her makeup and then she goes back and she pretends she's sleeping. If I see a hair in my brother's nose, I'll just pull it. It like gives me such satisfaction. And when I see a hair that's like out of place, it's like this like, oh, this like feeling like I have to pull it. And my family's been really great about it. Like my mom at first, it was really hard for her. She didn't fully understand it. She used to like yell at me when she would see me picking, and she'd be like stop it, or she'd like slap my hand out of my face. Now sometimes she catches me and she just like grabs my hand and holds it, which I think is a good strategy also. Sometimes it was like annoying because it's like really just what I wanted to be doing in that moment, and it frustrated me that nobody would let me do it. I know that they had my best interest at heart, but to a person who has one goal, and it's to pull, to be redirected from that, it's tough because it's like, I just want to pull. It screams inside of you. It's crazy. Oh my god, it's so funny. My therapist out in LA, she like asked me to describe my type. One of the like first things I said was bushy eyebrows. She's like, is that because are they making up for what you don't have? And if you have any questions about Trich, or if you're wondering anything, you can post in the comments below, and I think I'll make like a second video that's more structured because this is just me kind of talking about Trich. With our thoughts, we make our world. Everything's gonna be okay.